We've got to settle the score on our bold bets for 2024 today on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast.
You are Locked On NFL Scouting with the Draft Dudes, your daily podcast for NFL and college football scouting. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's better than this? It's guys being dudes here on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast. We're the Draft Dudes. I'm Joe Marino from Locked On Bills. He's Kyle Crabbs from Locked On Dolphins. And we are your NFL experts here with you daily to talk team building across the league on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast with the Draft Dudes, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Want to issue a big thank you, shout out, and welcome to our everydayers. Those of you who never miss a single episode, we appreciate you all being here very, very much. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase.
Joe, happy Victory Tuesday to the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Ah, yes.
National champions.
I was wrong about
Lovely
my pick,
game.
man. I was wrong about my pick.
Wow.
I wanted to buy into the Notre Dame.
Good story. Ready for Marcus Freeman to make the jump to the NFL.
Maybe so, man. We got to fill these vacancies, right?
Yeah, and the wait continues, although the Dog and Pony show seems to be out for Aaron Glenn with the Jets. So I'm wearing my gangrene green today.
Oh,
for the pulling for the Jets to fill a vacancy. Certainly feels like the pub around this interview is to make it seem like the Jets have made their mind up and they're putting the ball in Aaron Glenn's court. It's kind of what it feels like to me.
yeah. Sounds like it's going to happen, though. You know what? Like, when all the insiders are coming in, they're not going to let him leave the building. This was the plan all along. You know, it's
But what happens if Aaron Glenn doesn't want to sign?
And things get weird.
What if he wants to go to New Orleans? What if he wants to interview within New Orleans?
I'd rather be the coach of the Jets.
Would you?
Yeah.
You'd rather have to play Josh Allen twice a year?
Yeah.
As somebody who has to play Josh Allen twice a year, I could tell you I'd
Yeah,
probably rather go to the NFC South. And I know that the statement there is don't be scared to compete and this, that, the other thing, and I get it. But, like, man, I'm looking at the NFC playoff field and the NFC landscape, and it's like Jane Daniels might be the best quarterback in the conference already.
You know, Jalen Hurts is on the doorstep of a second Super Bowl appearance.
Right? Yeah.
Anybody watch this guy play lately? The last 2 years?
Careful now.
Oh, yeah, I have eyes. I'm fine. If you like Jalen Hurts, that's fine, but he's a really flawed player.
All right. We are doing bold bets. Revisiting the bold bets that we had from August. And the timing here, I think, is the end of August. And I could tell you that because my bold bet was that Dak was not going to be back in Dallas, and then he signed his contract extension. So the objective of the bold bets was Joe and I each came up with an aggressively bold bet for each team back in August. And then we got together and we did a show. We said, I'm going to take you up on this bet where I think this does or does not happen. And now we're going to circle back and look at the ones that we had for the AFC and the NFC and see what happens. And I see, Joe, you've hit at least two in the AFC, I think, which might be two more than I had. Although I can see one that I got, but the aggressiveness of the bets got dialed up this year because you got flamed a little bit for some tame bold bets last year.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, I mean, obviously we're going to be wrong about a lot of this, so, like, congratulations. It's supposed to be fun. Like, if you want to sit here and clown us, then that's fine. Like, these were preseason bold bets, and we're being accountable here and having some fun. So, you know, calm down. You know, just calm down.
Let's go. Let's get into it.
Right.
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready to start with the AFC East.
Yeah.
So the only bold bets that we took each other up on last year or this year, I said that Dalton Kincaid, and this was before they acquired Amari Cooper, and you were under the assumption that everybody eats was not really going to be everybody eats, and somebody was going to be the marquee player. And
yeah, wrong.
It's going to be the first round pick that they had at tight end. That's a really good player. I'll be like, hey, that guy in year two is probably going to break out a little bit. I say he's going to join the 1,300-yard club for tight ends and be the sixth player ever to do that behind joining Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Mark Andrews, Rob Gronkowski, and Jimmy Graham. How many yards did Dalton Kincaid finish with it? Was it half of 1,300?
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either.
Yeah, I don't.
As a Dalton Kincaid fantasy owner who bet big on this in multiple avenues of my life.
Yeah, Dalton Kincaid finished the season with 448 receiving yards.
Sick. I was only off by about 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So you got that one. Congratulations. Joe is up. Joe correctly gets the one win. But your AFC East bet was that Javon Baker was going to have more receiving yards than Jalen Polk. I don't think Javon Baker caught a ball until week 18.
Listen. I had the right idea. Jalen Polk set a really low bar with 87 receiving yards.
And it still wasn't more than
Javon Baker coming through with four, Kyle Crabs.
Didn't he catch 2 balls week 18?
He might have.
And I was sitting there stressing because I was watching that game knowing that was a bet. And I'm like, Javon Baker's been a thing all year. They're playing the Bills backups, and I see him catch a ball. I'm like, here we go. He's going to have a magic blow-up game here, and he's going to get it week 18.
I stand corrected. He had 4 targets, 1 catch for 12 yards. So,
okay.
These guys didn't combine for 100 yards. They drafted 2 receivers on day 2. They didn't combine for 100 yards on the season.
All right. So that's the AFC East. Neither one of the bets came true. So we each have one. The AFC North. I had 2 that you took me up on, and you had 2 that I took you up on. And it looks like we each went 1-1. Out of these 2. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
I said that Joe Burrow was going to have the fastest time to throw in the NFL in 2024, according to Next Gen Stats, and that did not happen. He was a fast trigger, but he was not the fastest trigger in the NFL. I didn't know you were going to get a high school perimeter screen offense in the NFL this year, but we did. So you win that one. But I said that Derrick Henry was going to set the single-season rushing touchdown record for the Baltimore Ravens franchise, which was 14 coming into the year. He surpassed that, correct?
Yeah, 16. Why did I take you up on that?
I don't know.
That was silly.
Maybe you thought Lamar Jackson, because you said Lamar was going to have his first 4,000-yard passing season of his career, and I said, no, I don't think so. And it did. So you got that one right. And then your other one in the AFC North was that David Njoku would have the first 1,000-yard season of his career, and the musical chairs that Cleveland had at quarterback once again this year, plus David Njoku was banged up at the end of the season, did not allow that to happen.
505 yards.
505?
David Njoku's, 505. David Njoku's entering his 9th season next year.
Isn't that crazy?
Bro, you were just telling me about him as a prospect.
University of Miami, like, dude, I just watched this monster tight end do a front flip into the end zone at the press box in the corner, and I'm sitting here watching this game.
Here he is.
9th. This is year 9 for him.
He's entering year 9. He's completed 8 seasons in the National Football League. What is happening?
Have mercy.
Yeah.
Okay, AFC South. We both took each other up on our Jaguars bets.
Huh.
And I don't think either one of these happened. I said franchise record for points, which is 417. Pretty sure they didn't score 417 points. Can you confirm or deny?
320.
Okay. So what's worse, being off by 97 points on this bet or being off by 9,000 yards on the Dalton Kincaid?
They're both bets for a reason, Kyle. I didn't do so hot here either with Christian Kirk.
Yeah. So you said he was going to set a career high in receiving yards with 1108. How'd he do?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he set a career low with 379. In fact, that is a career low. 379.
That makes me feel better about the Kincaid one. I mean, the Kincaid one's such an awful one to start the entire show on. You're like, you're off by 900 yards. So Tony Pollard got close, but I don't think he got this. We took each other up on each other's Titans bets as well. I said Tony Pollard was going to have 65 or more receptions. He had a career best of 55 coming into this season.
So Tony Pollard had 41 receptions this year.
Okay, so reasonable passing production, but not to the standard that we want.
Yeah.
And you said that Mason Rudolph was going to start a game by coach's decision. check the box. That's the first big break in the bold bets here. That's through 10 bets now. We had one more in the South, and it was before we realized the Texans were going to have the regression year. I said that they were going to run the table after their bye week.
They went 2-2.
They went 2-2, so that did not happen.
Okay, NFC West and more coming up next,
Yes.
folks. Be sure. AFC West and more. Stay with us. I love going to live events, whether it's sports, music, theater, or comedy. One of my favorite memories last year was attending a concert. The energy, the excitement were unforgettable. Now, Game Time has made it even easier to get tickets for your favorite events with their new feature, Game Time Picks. This feature filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Recently, I was looking for tickets to that concert using the Game Time app, and with Game Time Picks, I found amazing deals. I could even see the view from my seat before buying, and the super deal was particularly impressive, offering great seats at unbeatable prices. Plus, the app's all-in pricing shows a total cost upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNFL. That's LOCKEDON NFL for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time.
Onward and upward to the AFC West, where, Joe, you can take a victory lap. Trent McDuffie records his first career interception and even gets a second one.
Thank you, Trent.
You got 2 interceptions for Trent McDuffie.
Yeah. Did he get 3?
No, you got 2. Unless you got one in the postseason.
Yeah, it's just 2. Yeah.
So 2. So you correctly nailed that one. We'll have to wait and see on Max Crosby. You had him as a top 3 in depoy.
I think he's not going to finish top 3.
So do you want to call it?
I'll call it. Yeah, it's close. We have a decision. The decision desk. We're calling this race. Yeah,
this just in. Our projections can now announce that Max Crosby did not win top 3 finish in depoy. Baron Browning got traded. So if he got 10 with Denver before he got traded, would that have had to been the qualifier here, or are we just being Baron Browning becomes an NFC bold bet? Because you said he was going to have 10 sacks.
Yeah, he didn't. He had 2. He
Didn't
played
he
8
hurt?
games. Yeah, he played 8 games. So
Yeah.
we can double it. He got 4. It doesn't matter. Didn't get it.
If it makes you feel any better, you're going to run the table here with all 3 of mine that I had in the AFC West.
Okay.
I said Pat was going to hang 50 on the Raiders in Las Vegas week 8 on the heels of this was the week we did this show with the bold bets, the week that the Raiders had the Kermit the Frog. You remember this?
Yeah, certainly do.
They're, I'm here.
Yeah.
With the puppet at
Well
training
done.
camp
Yeah.
with like a rookie. Wasn't there a rookie that was doing it too? And I'm like, Pats could be out for blood. Well, Kansas City's just they just did what they needed to do and nothing more to win every game that they played this season, except for 2 so far. So they didn't put 50 up. I had the Raiders to sweep both the Chargers and the Broncos, which hasn't happened since 2010. And that would have been equal to the total number of games that the Raiders actually did win this year. That did not happen. And Khalil Mack leads the league in strip sacks / forced fumbles. Do you have that information readily available? I put this one last because I figured there would be some research on your part.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here, and I wish Pro Football Reference would make this. Oh, here it is, forced fumble. I got it. Here comes T.J. Watt with 6. Zaire Franklin and Zach Bond with 5.
Mack had 2, but he had 5 last season, which was the thought process with that one. So you collect those. Joe, through the AFC portion of the program, you're ahead 11-6 in head-to-head competition.
How do you get there? So I had.
So every bet was like either you won or I won. So there was a total of 17 bets that were collected.
There's a winner every time.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
I figured that'd be easier.
Yeah. I'm glad you're figuring that out. That's not my cup of tea. Yeah.
To the NFC, we'll start with the NFC North, where injuries were a factor. in more ways than one. Minnesota Vikings, we were both in on the action. You had 1,500 yards from scrimmage from Aaron Jones, and I believe he did that by like 70 yards.
Did he really?
I believe so.
Let me double check that. Aaron Jones this season, 1,546.
Yep. So 46 yards. You got like 46 yards.
Wow. Okay.
Justin Jefferson, I had doubled down on the bet from the previous year and said he was going to go for 2,000. Jamar Chase led the league in receiving yards. So that hasn't happened.
1,533. Obviously that's an aggressive bet.
That's the point. It's both bets.
Yeah.
I had Aiden Hutchinson winning Defensive Player of the Year.
Decision desk. We can now report that Aiden Hutchinson is not going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Might have got it if he didn't get hurt, though. Yeah. No, honestly, it's kind of there for the taking, right? This season.
I might come back and I might bet that one again.
Yeah, you never know, though, coming off an injury, but it happened early enough in the season. So hopefully he's good to go. They need him.
And then we were each on the Packers. I had Matt LaFleur sweeps Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel in a 5-day window. I believe I got this one. He took me up on it.
Okay.
I just need to know.
He won them both. He won them both.
Okay.
Yeah. Both by 38-10 and 30-17.
Yeah.
Wow.
This was before we knew San Francisco was going to turn into a pumpkin this year.
You knew.
I didn't know San Francisco was good.
You knew they were going to win those games.
I knew the Packers were going to win. And then the other one was Jordan Love becomes the second Packer quarterback in franchise history to throw for 40 touchdowns. That was your bold bet. And that obviously did not happen because, like the 49ers, Jordan Love at times turned into a pumpkin last year.
25 touchdown passes and 15 starts.
Best quarterback ever. Though.
What happened, Kyle? What happened?
You let the Pack go nation get to you.
Right. What happened again?
You let the cheese go to your head. You took the cheese.
I took it. I want to put it back.
The only bet we have in the entire NFC East that either of us took each other up on was Jalen Carter was going to have 10 sacks. Did he get 10 sacks?
No, he got 4.5.
4.5?
You're expecting that to be higher, right?
I had no idea what the number was, but if you were just like, Kyle, guess how many bets Jalen Carter got, or how many sacks Jalen Carter got this year? I don't know how many bets he got. Preferably none, because that's against
right. None is the answer there, right?
I would have at least guessed like 8. He's so disruptive in every game you watch Philadelphia. Every game. Although we did have some wins elsewhere in this that we just didn't take each other up on. You had Cowboys 9 wins or less.
Yes.
But these were not ones that we took each other up on, so we're not keeping the tally.
Right.
But I want to acknowledge some of the bets that I had Jaden Daniels leads the team in rushing.
Happened.
Did Devin Singletary? No, because Tyrone Tracy took over.
Yeah.
And then
the bet there is I betted 1,000 rushing yards for Devin Singletary.
And then the other big one that I had was Saquon was going to be third on the team in targets. I don't think he got that, but I know AJ Brown was missed some time because I put him on my fantasy team too.
We'll check it.
He was fourth by 9 targets. I missed out on that one, but that's not for the tally anyway. But NFC needed a little bit of love because we both didn't want to touch any of the bets in the NFC East.
Okay, want to finish up here on the other side of it. We got the South and the West. I almost said the NFC Central. All right, timeout. Here it is.
Current tally. Joe 14, Kyle 9. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bets left.
We'll see what happens. It's playoff time, and if you're like me, you want to make the most these final weeks of football action. That's where Prize Picks comes in. If you love football and want a chance to win real money while watching the games, Prize Picks is the place for you. It's the best way to turn your sports opinions into cash with daily fantasy player projections. With Prize Picks, you simply pick more or less on player stats like total passing yards or rushing touchdowns, and for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your money. You can make your picks in less than 60 seconds, and whether you're looking for a flex play to boost your payout or want to cash out quickly, Prize Picks has got you covered. And with over 10 million members and billions in winnings, It's clear that people are loving this platform. I've been playing for a while now. I'm having a blast. It's easy to use, and I love how fast the payouts are. Seriously, I've gotten paid out in as little as 15 minutes when my picks hit. Plus, the weekly promos like Taco Tuesday discounts add even more value to my lineups. Here's a special offer for Locked On NFL listeners. Download the app today. Use code Locked On NFL to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today. Use code Locked On NFL to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
Always makes me hungry. That read. That read's not supposed to make you hungry, but
Taco Tuesday, right?
Yes.
And it is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. So
and my wife will tell you my favorite thing is when we make tacos at home. Like, it's the best thing in the whole world.
Soft shell, hard shell.
Oh, soft all day long.
Yeah. You put them in the microwave with the damn paper towel and warm up the tortillas?
Kyle, I should. I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Try it next time.
Yeah. But hey, the big breakthrough with me and tacos, you know what it is, Kyle. Sour cream.
I thought you were getting ready to say that you liked onions.
Nah, dude. No.
I was in person the first time you tried sour cream. People don't know it.
Right. It's been a game changer. I put it on my tacos. I put it on my my chili.
What was the apprehension?
Kyle, it's just, it looks gross. It looks disgusting.
The
name of it is sour cream.
They have the water sitting on the top.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's absolutely terrible. All of that's very disgusting.
The name is sour cream.
Cream. Yeah, there are times where I open it up and I'm like, not today.
All right, well, let's finish the bets. We had a lot of action. We had 7 total bets remaining. 5 of them are in the NFC South.
Okay.
Including a decision desk is going to come here with the Carolina Panthers. But let's start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who your bold bet was that they were going to finish bottom half of the league in scoring defense for the first time since Todd Bowles was put in the head coaching position.
You know where they finished?
Was it head coaching position? Yes. Or just defensive coordinator?
For the first season since 2019 is what I said. So his affiliation, I would assume, right?
Got it.
It was 16th.
That's top half the league. Because there's 32 teams. 16 is the last in the upper, not quartile, but upper 2 quartiles is the last. Shout out to Jim Irsay.
Boy, so we just missed. We just missed.
I got
Nicely done.
By the slimmest of margins.
Got the right idea there. They didn't play freaking Saints and Panthers all the time.
Brother, I got to stop doing numbers bets.
How else do you quantify most of this stuff?
I don't know.
Your guys get hurt. You got to stop betting on players.
Right, that's what I mean. I got to stop betting on guys. It's a kiss of death for my bold bets. So this is now going to be the bit next year is guys are just going to get hurt. Because I had Derek Brown more than 7.5 sacks. I said he got the big contract by Carolina. Affirmation for him. He's got the ability as a top 10 pick. He's going to do the Christian Wilkins thing, and he's going to have the big blow-up spot. He got hurt. Did he have a sack? Did he have a single sack?
I will let you know. Derek Brown, Carolina Panthers, had 0 sacks. He does have 8 for his career, though. So if we go the whole career,
I got it.
You got it. Yeah.
Not the spirit of the bet at all. So thanks, Derek. Decision desk. Joe Marino's Carolina Panthers bold bet was Ejiro Evero will be hired as a head coach.
Listen, we got to let it play. We got to let it play out,
Decision desk says the Panthers allowed more points allowed than any other team in NFL history this season. Probably not going to get hired for a head coaching job.
Hey, he is going to come back as a DC, which is cool.
He is, yeah.
Hopefully
they give him some talent this year.
Be helpful.
After getting rid of what they traded Brian Burns
Chin and Luvu,
and they let Luvu walk for Luvu to be amazing for Dan Quinn.
And Chin's good there too, yeah. Like you said, Burns traded, Brown hurt. I mean, J.C. Horn was healthy. That was cool. They didn't have another corner all year long. I guess Mike Brown. What's his name? I can't. Was that Seattle? I don't know. They found a decent corner, but anyways, yeah.
I actually don't know the result of this one.
Okay.
My Saints bowl bet was Saints O and D rank 17th or worse in the league in yards?
All right, I have the answer. You ready for it?
Yes.
The Saints offense finished 21st. The Saints defense finished 30th.
Let's go, baby.
And this is significant because both of the Saints last year, they were top 10 in scoring on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
And they were top half of the league in total yards. So that was you could see how you got there in terms of being aggressive.
For you to have to be in a position where they were both outside the top half of the league in yards on offense and defense, you have to go back to 2002.
Yeah.
For the last time that happen.
You smelled out that coach. You smelled him out, Kyle. Old Dennis Allen.
We knew. And you also had, we didn't take each other up on this one, but you also had a injury curse for a bet because you said 1,000 yards for Rashid Shaheed.
Guy's a baller, man.
He is a baller. Your last bet in this division, though, was that Drake London would be the first Falcons receiver not named Julio Jones to top 1,400 yards. He got close, but he didn't get it, correct?
1,271.
It's a healthy number.
Yeah.
Joe, through the NFC South, with 2 bets remaining, the tally is Joe 15, Kyle 13. I'm alive.
Yeah, I know what this is a very fun finish because I know what happens here. This is very fun.
All right, so I'm going to start with the one that I'm pretty sure is going to pull me within one, and then I don't know the result of the 49ers one. Okay. The Cardinals did not lead the league in rushing, did they?
Well, you went out of order here, so give me a second. I got to get my Cardinals information up here. The Arizona Cardinals.
Total team rushing for the team, not for individual players or anything like that.
They finished.
They finished what? Seventh. So that makes it 15-14.
Yeah.
With 1 bet remaining. And I don't know what the result of this one is, but I know
I do.
Had a bad year.
Put it out there. I'll tell you the answer. Here it is. This is a photo finish here.
The last bet that we took each other up on was Joe Marino said that the San Francisco 49ers will not finish top 10 in total defense for the first time in 5 years.
The San Francisco 49ers defense.
Is this yards?
Total defense, yeah. Yards.
Yep.
They ranked 8th.
Oh, man.
Right.
You cleaned up in the AFC.
Yeah.
NFC, I got it back.
I took a pretty big lead going into the NFC, and then it just
right. I was not feeling good about this at all. I said it was 11-6. I said I'm going to be wearing egg all week on the rest of the show. I come in here, tail tucked between my legs, got my butt kicks in bowl bets.
15-15.
Thank goodness I vetoed some though.
Yep.
I used my vetoes. You could get 1 veto in each conference. Joe elected not to use any vetoes. Came back and bit you.
Yeah.
You have vetoed any of them.
Yeah, I tried to really just put my big boy britches on and hey, I'm going to be bold and I'm not going to veto. I Dan Campbell did the best I could.
Well, you went down the way you went down with your process.
I want to slam dunk my Jonnu Smith thing.
You should. Although he doubled you up.
Boy. Yeah, I mean it was a low bar to clear, man. I knew that guy was going to be a problem in that offense.
So Joe said Jonnu Smith 415 yards, more than all tight ends combined last year. He was second on the team in receiving.
Yeah. I want to slam the ball on CJ Stroud, doubling his interception total. He went from 5 to 12.
You should also slam dunk the Chase Brown scrimmage yards over Zach Moss.
And I think even if Zach Moss didn't get hurt, that would happen.
That would have happened. Yeah. I'd like to slam dunk the ball on Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that you crushed that one.
I said 2 wins or less after week 11.
Yeah, you crushed that. Right.
Who we thought
remember, that was in July. That was a July bet.
Well, it was technically, I think, an early August bet.
Well,
right?
Whatever. The point is, before you knew what the Steelers team was.
Yeah, they win. They won again at Cincinnati and home against Cleveland, and that was it after week 11.
How about? Oh, never mind. Never mind. I read it wrong. You're good.
Let's see. Caleb Williams He got you your 3,500, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But he didn't set the franchise. I went more aggressive and said he had the franchise record for which would have been 38-38. He didn't get there.
9 wins or less for Dallas is a good bet. I nailed that.
And then I think the last one that I saw that I wanted to highlight was Baker for me.
Yeah.
Which was, let me make sure he actually got there. Yeah.
I'd be stunned if he didn't.
He did 4,500 yards. I said Baker makes it 6 consecutive 4,000-yard seasons for Tampa Bay Buccaneers starting quarterbacks. And that was a kind of a bold bet because they lost Dave Canales and you weren't sure what Liam Cohen was going to be. And now, lo and behold, Liam Cohen arguably was better than Dave Canales is. And Tampa might be looking at another offensive coordinator change if Jacksonville ends up hiring Liam Cohen, which sounds like it might be the leader in the clubhouse right now. Any head coach hire pairings you want to? Just don't say Aaron Glenn, New York Jets. Can't do that.
I like Liam Cohen to Jaguars. I think that's interesting
like that
to me. Yeah, that's at least interesting. I wonder what's going to happen with Mike McCarthy.
I don't know. I would have thought Chicago would have been the spot for him.
Right. It's like, is he going to go to New Orleans? Like,
I feel
should he just go back to
that's
Dallas?
the backup plan. Well, I think Dallas is going to get Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's the momentum there. Because I don't think Dion's going to happen. And
yeah,
the flexing and getting Shedeur was a fun pipe dream, but I think too many logistic hurdles for that to even remotely materialize anyway.
Raiders
for Shedeur,
for the Dion Shedeur, whole thing.
I don't think Dion's leaving.
You think if Dion wanted? Do you think that an NFL team is like? Do you think that's on the table? Would Dion have to turn down an NFL job?
Jerry.
Yeah, because because I think Dion's smart enough to know that you can't do it with Jerry.
But I feel like Jerry's the spot that would look to hire Dion too, because of part of the alumni and the background.
You don't think the Raiders would do it?
No. Sounds like Tom's running the ship there.
Who's he going to hire?
Well, you thought it was going to be Ben Johnson.
$13 million from the Bears.
Yeah. Mark Davis might not be able to cry as cash flow poor as he likes to with some of the things, but $13 million, I'd cry cash poor too.
Yo, what?
That's the price point for getting
think
Ben
about
Johnson
that.
in the building.
If he had to pay Ben Johnson $13 million plus Antonio Pierce plus Josh McDaniels plus Tom Telesco, like how much is he paying GMs and head coaches to not
starting
be there?
Quarterback money, quality starting quarterback money.
And yeah, I can't. It's like, dude, wow.
What was the last thought that I had? Oh, how about Chicago? They hired Ben Johnson without an in-person interview.
Nuts.
Nuts is the appropriate word to invoke there, I think.
Yeah.
That feels very ambitious.
Very.
That's going to do it for us on the show. Bold bets down to the wire. 60 or 30 total bets. We split them 15 apiece. So that was fun. And I had no idea how it was going to turn out.
No, I didn't either. Yeah.
Bets came in handy for us there a few times, but we'll come back and revisit if Max Crosby is his top 3.
Come on, Max.
Maybe Giro Vera gets hired by the Raiders. I don't know. Like, we'll see. That's going to do it for us here on the show, Kyle Krabs. Joe Marino, we appreciate you guys, as always, for checking out the show. Come back, see us again tomorrow as we do some NFL Draft prospect deep dives.